Alright, good day and welcome. Okay, let's see. Okay, put it in neutral. You have to put it in neutral if it doesn't start right away. Okay, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson today. Okay, when you get out of your vehicle and you hear beeping, I say, what's that beeping? What is it? I don't know what the beeping is. What it is your headlights are left on, asshole. So repeat after me. When I hear beeping in my car, your headlights are on, asshole. Your headlights are on, asshole. And the asshole is the guy, this guy, you. Right now I'm pointing at me, but can I get out of here? Can I see? Oh, no, it takes a, okay. Wow, that fog hasn't lifted too much. Well, I'm gonna go for it. Not as bad. A little bit nicer. Okay, about as fast as I was emptying the buckets in there, it was they're filling up. So I gotta call my client. I got an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. Here's the situation, okay? I love my client. She's a great lady. She's in her probably 80s or whatever. Husband recently died, so she's a widow. She's not wealthy, obviously. The place is run down. It's got mold in it. It's bad. But now she's in a like a senior home where she still drives and all that, but it's kind of like not a senior home where they got to be taken care of, but like an out home where it's like just it's a good bargain for the seniors, right? And she's there, which is a lot better because she has that CPOD or whatever, the breathing problem, and I think a lot of it is just there. But her breathing has actually improved since she's not been there for the past 2 months or whatever. But she still goes there almost on a daily basis because she's trying to sell the place. But the problem is the place, it's a property. Everything else needs to be bulldozed or burnt or whatever. So, thing is most of the other little old ladies that are her friend don't want her going in there because it's not healthy, right? Just got rid of all the cats. Better watch out for deer. Better watch out for deer and cats out here. Speaking of, I got some oxygen. Like the roof leaks everywhere, right? Like there's not a room in the house that doesn't leak, right? It just all trickles down, path of least resistance, what water does. But here's my thing, is like she's gonna go there anyway because little old ladies are stubborn. They're gonna do what they're set in their ways, right? They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Like, how do you tell somebody who's lived almost their entire life in a place that they can't go there anymore, right? So I wouldn't tell her it's not my place to do that. So I'm like, well, if she's gonna be going there, if I could divert the water from just dripping into the buckets and use like some like basically eavesdropping or something that I could find, I'll have to look at my scrap metal to see if I have some, and just channel it out the winglets of the roof, right? Because it's all open there, the softening isn't on there, so I can channel it out. So if I can at least get 90% of it channeled out, it'll help dry out the place a bit. That's my thinking, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it off. And I got to do it as cheap as possible. So stuff I find scrap. We already she's got plastic all over the ceiling. God knows how old that stuff is. So I'm gonna re-plastic it to channel where, like, for the catch, and then have it go right, like the plastic channel right into like eavesdropping channel or something like that, or pipe eavesdropping channel would be the best because then you can get it go right out the side of the house, right? So that's my concept. But other than that, other than replacing a roof, how do you stop a roof from leaking? Like, it's something I can't do because, number one, I don't want to go on that roof because you probably fall through it, and that's 3 stories to go through. Like you'd fall through the roof, and then you'd go through each floor consecutively, right? So that's an old place there, and it's seen better days, right? So I'm trying to figure out the best way, because she's never going to be able to afford to replace the roof, and I'm hoping it gets sold so it'll just take the stress away. Because again, it's a lot of stress for old people when they have to downsize and stuff. And I mean, there's like, you walk in there, it's just packed with books and old people stuff, right? So she's trying to go through like what's good, what's not. So I'm gonna say over the summer, if I can kind of help her out with, say, you know, pack me up a box. I'll take it to the, because I got to come in here once a week, minimum anyway, sometimes twice, because I got a client right here. So I'm in and out of here all the time. So what my thinking is, okay, I'm sure I'm not blinding anybody. My thinking is that if I could help her declutter the place, it would lower the stress. Look at the water. Hang on. Whee, car wash, truck wash. Wash the rust off my truck. Nice. Why are my feet wet? What? Look, got holes in the floor. I got to clean out the truck there. My dad looked. I took him, drove him over to pick him up where he dropped the backhoe off. Where I do the scrap metal, that's where we got the backhoe from. And he got in the truck. Like, keep my truck clean. I know I don't care about your vehicles, but I thought I was keeping it pretty clean, but apparently no. So, ooh, there's a screw down there. Drywall screw. Better get that thing. That's a tire magnet right there. But pothole. That was a big one too. There's usually a big one right in the middle, somewhere around here. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of help her declutter the place. And stop it from leaking whenever it rains, especially in the kitchen where it leaks, because the electrical box is in the kitchen, and I'm terrified about that. You know, like, oh God. Like, you guys know I drive cringe vehicles, and you guys like, how's this guy still alive, right? But like a leaking house with mold in it, and you know, like leaking on the electrical stack, through the electrical stack, right down to the electrical, like, yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. You know what I mean? I'm terrified for her, you know what I mean? And she's like the nicest person ever, you know? Most of my clients, I work for like 3 or 4 widows, right? And they're all like, you feel so bad for them, especially you know, when they lose their, you know, people have been together so long, right? And it's usually the guy that dies first most of the time, right? Like a widower is not the same. Like a widower, it's like the wife dies, as bad as it is, the husband just carries on with the regular business. Yeah, he's sad, he's depressed, but with these older ladies, they're from a generation where the husband took care of everything. So when the husband dies, they don't know how to pay the land taxes. They don't know how to, you know, deal with the banking. They've never done it, right? It's so overwhelming for them. You know what I mean? And whoa, big stick there. That could have scratched my paint on my prestigious truck. Wouldn't like that now, would I? At least the fog, at least with a bit of wind, the fog's lifted. You know what's gonna happen with all this rain? We're gonna get like flash freeze. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Now I should get gas on the way back because I'm at a quarter tank. Could get it tomorrow. I have enough gas to go to just about any client that I need to. But I do have to get gas. I gotta get gas. Mr. Sling Blade, why is my lawnmower not working? Ain't got no gas. Ever see that movie, Sling Blade? Good movie. Billy Bob Thornton. You won't even recognize him in there. I forget how many pounds he put on for that role. Like a lot. Say what you want about Billy Bob Thornton, all those lifestyle problems and everything like that. He is a good actor. That is for sure. It's like Steve Buscemi, excellent actor. You know, I was watching a movie. You guys would like this. If you haven't seen it, this is going to be more you older guys, whatever. I know I seen it a long time ago, probably when I was a kid. It's a movie that came out in the late 50s, early 60s. I see you. See what that fog does? Oh my, don't take off my front though. So he wasn't driving too fast. He's got taillight out too. Anyway, it was called Mad World. If you've never seen it, what an enjoyable movie to watch. Like, it's the charm. It's got a lot of charm, right? The fog's lifting. I save some battery juice and turn off my lights. So anyway, whew, it's getting hot. My client's still there. I have a hunch I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna have to come right back. Get paid. Still some fog. Whew, that got hot in here. That got hot in here. Am I gonna have to switch this from the heat to the cool? Just to keep a little bit of a breeze on the windshield so it doesn't fog up. But anyway, yeah, Mad World. I don't remember. I remember some of the actors, but like I couldn't name them. But there's a part in there between the British guy and the yuppie guy, and man, what a prophetic critique of like UK culture and US culture. Like oh my God, if they would have known what was going to happen in 2025, how right they would be. Like, there's no way they could have fathomed how far it would go. Like, but it's like, even back then they were aware of it. Like, holy jeez. But what a funny movie. Like the acting style is just like, it's so old school. It's overacting. Every character is like exaggerated, right? But it's like, it's a complete caper movie where it's just dialogue, monologue, plot, dialogue, monologue, plot, right? And it's one of those movies where you watch it and it's like, it just sucks you in. And there's some actual pretty good car chase scenes in there for the, I mean, they must have roughed up a lot of vehicles for that movie. But, up at the last movie would have been Gone in 60 Seconds.